G4, My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. The tale of a young unicorn named Twilight Sparkle, living in the world of Equestria. A pony who preferred the company of books rather than friends. One who goes on a fantastic life journey, meeting new friends and learning the magic of friendship, spreading its message across the land. This message ushers in a new age of enlightenment, a utopia of friendship shared by all creatures around the world. A 9-year journey has come to an end, but a new one rises from the ashes, as the next generation of equine heroes take charge in this world of paranoia and mistrust? Ponies live separated by species? Equestria has lost its magic? Well, that utopia went to hell in a handbasket, didn't it? Objection! So yeah, what happened to this world of sunshine and rainbows? Remember in the last problem how we saw all the creatures of the world united in harmony, and Equestria essentially became a utopia during the reign of Princess Twilight Sparkle? Good times, good times. And now everything's gone to hell apparently. So how could this have happened? Did Twilight reject the magic of friendship to become a malevolent, maniacal ruler, and in turn indoctrinated her closest friends to subjugate the 3 pony tribes to complete and utter domination and annihilate all non-pony species of Equestria and take over the world?
Of course!
Or did the writers just hit the reset button because they couldn't think of any logical way to start off this new series without some level of drama? You make the call. But seriously, how did this even happen? What series of events could have occurred that led to this world of disharmony and furthermore the loss of magic? Well, let's put some ace analysis on this mystery and see how friendship is no longer magic. Let's look again at the series finale of G4. All the races of Equestria joined together to stop the greatest threat the world has ever faced. Following this, seemingly every creature in the world put aside their hate against one another and now live side by side. Now realistically, not every creature in Equestria would follow such ideals. There would still be bigots and assholes out there who think only of themselves because, well, that's just realistic. And thus, they can take advantage of the rest of the world's naivete for their own selfish desires. Perhaps they were building an underground army in secret, biding their time to strike at the hearts of Equestria's citizens, planting seeds of lies and deceit all around the world, till it builds up into this massive rebellion, and then the main 6 startup ministries with the guise of restoring balance to Equestria, but in actuality all have hidden agendas, forcing the magic of friendship onto all to keep the status quo, and then the zebra's new Canterlot with the pink cloud, and everybody dies! Okay, that's Fallout Equestria, but still, it's not too far off. While Equestria's towns, for the most part, are rural farmlands, we've seen in the big cities of Canterlot or Manhattan examples of modern-day technologies like Zeppelins, machinery in the Rainbow Factory, movies, among other things. Point is, as society and technology grow, more resources are necessary for these machines to function at peak capacity, ushering Equestria into a new industrial revolution. Some resources may only be available in far-off lands, thus trade routes need to be established to retrieve said items. Over time, resource scarcity and prices for trade will increase via laws of supply and demand. This will increase tensions between one or more societies. So it's conceivable that minor, non-violent conflicts could lead to trade embargoes, and rising tensions could lead to, not war necessarily, but disharmony. Therefore, the unity that once was established between every pony in Equestria could lead every creature returning to their old ways of hatred against one another. Now, that's a possible scenario that could put every race against each other, but how does that account for the 3 pony races turning on each other? Well, similarly to the resource deficit with the other races, the same thing could have occurred internally within the Equestrian nation itself. In fact, let's take a look back prior to the creation of Equestria. Recall the story of Hearth-Swarming Eve.
Each of the 3 tribes, the Pegasi, the Unicorns, and the Earth Ponies, cared not for what befell the other tribes, but only for their own welfare.
The Earth ponies farming the land, the Pegasi controlling the weather, and the unicorns raising the sun and moon. And their hatred eventually brought forth the Wendigos, further pushing tensions between one another. The tale concludes with the rulers of the three pony tribes coming together and bonding over the fire of friendship. Later in the series finale, we saw Equestria at odds with each other once again, being manipulated by T-Rex, Cozy, and Chrysalis. Once again, the Wendigos returned, feeding off every pony's hatred, but were once again quelled by every creature and every pony rising up together to defeat all threats and unite once more. Rounding back to my original point, it's feasible that Equestria internally could have had similar power or resource struggles, leading to the three races breaking up and annexing to their own lands. And yes, I know what you're all saying right now, this is quite the stretch, but then again, so is the synopsis for G5. So I guess the next question is, what happened to Equestria's magic? Well, that's even more difficult to justify, but hear me out. Let's assume that all this hatred between every pony and all creatures of the world had occurred, and everything has descended into absolute chaos, with anyone capable of magic misusing it for their own selfish or malevolent purposes. With no chance of any pony coming together, it's possible Twilight and the main six could have had an emergency private meeting, leading to a drastic decision. Okay, maybe not that drastic, but to prevent magic from ever hurting any pony again, the only way to nullify the evil magic users or any potential future ne'er-do-wells would be to remove magic across the entire world. While it would either cast a spell that permanently nullifies magic or harvest all of Equestria's magic in a single hidden reservoir, leaving Twilight as herself as literally the only one to control magic for the obvious reason of raising the sun and moon. Not the best solution, mind you, but with all odds stacked against Twilight and her kingdom, she would choose the most non-violent solution. Though again, this creates its own new set of problems. Earth ponies would be unable to tend the land as well to grow crops. Pegasi wouldn't be able to control the weather, and unicorns, well, can't use magic, and are now just earth ponies with horns growing out of their heads. Thus, every pony is, equal now? Question mark? By this point, the status quo of every creature would be reset to their old ways, and the three pony tribes would solidify their separation into the various territories. See, this is what I was talking about, it being difficult to justify the lack of magic in the world. Or maybe none of this happens, and G4 is just a television show in the world of G5, which would just be a cheap, unimaginative way to get over the justification for all this chaos, disharmony, and lack of magic. And some non-relatable event happened in this new show to make everything suck for every pony. Anyway, there you have my crazy theory about how Equestria went to hell in the world of G5. If you guys have any ideas or predictions about Equestria's downfall, let me know in the comments below. And who knows, you could be right, I could be right, or no one could be right, and G5 will enlighten us when a movie arrives later this year. Well, that's it for today, guys. Until next time, MC out!